כי כל אלוהי העמים אלילים באדוני שמיים עשה הוד והדר לפניו עוז ותפארת במקדשו הבו לאדוני משפחות העמים הבו לאדוני כבוד ועוז הבו לאדוני כבוד שמו שאו מנחה ובואו לחצרותיו השתחוו לאדוני בהר הקודש חילו מפניו כל הארץ אמרו בגויים אדוני מלך אף תיכון תבל בל תימוד ידין עמים במישרים ישמחו השמיים ותגל הארץ ירם הים ומלואו יעלו שדי וכל אשר בו אז ירננו כל עצי הר לפני אדוני כי בא לשפוט הארץ ישפוט תבל בצדק בעמים באמונתו ינאי איי איי אוי איי איי ay 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 oh ay 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 oh ay 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 oh. So let's just take a moment as we arrive here in Kabbalat Shabbat to close your eyes and really fully arrive in your body. Just feel the weight of your body in the chair, feeling yourself held up and supported. Letting all weight and stress from the week melt into the chair. See if you can feel your spine elongating and lengthening toward the ceiling, toward the heavens. With each breath you take, releasing everything that you're ready to let go of from the week. And inhaling, breathing in a sense of expansiveness, wholeness, of peace, of shalom. Shalom. Turn to page 17. Maybe Rafi, before he falls asleep, wants to come sing with me a little bit. Mizmor shiru l'Adonai shir chadash ki niflaot asa Hoshia lo yamino uzeroa kodsho dia Adonai Yeshuato lehine hagoyim gilatzit kato zachar chasto be'emunato lebeit Yisrael ra'u kol asei aretz et Yeshuat Eloheinu hariu l'Adonai kol haaretz bitzchu veranenu vezameru zamru l'Adonai bechinor vekol ozimra Neharotim Hauhav Yachad Harim Yeranenu Lifnei Adonai Kiva Lishbot Haaretz Yishbot Teva B'tzedek Ve'amim B'meisharim Yanai na 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 Yai na 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 Yanai na 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 Yanai na 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 Ai na na Yanai na 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 Adonai Malach Yirkezu Amin. Page 20. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtakavu lehar kodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtakavu lehar kodsho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Ramemu Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Ramemu. We'll rise in body or spirit on page 21. Mizmor LeDavid, Avul Adonai b'nei Elim, Avul Adonai, Kavod v'hozayai, Avul Adonai, Kivod Shemo Yishtach, Avul Adonai Badra Kodesh. Kol Adonai al hamayim el hakavod yirim Adonai al mayim rabim Kol Adonai ba'koach hayai Kol Adonai Kol Adonai Shaver Arazim Vaishaper Adonai Et Arzei Habanon Vayar Yidem Gimo Egel Levanon Besirion Gemo Vein Reimim Ay Kol Adonai Chotev Lavodesh Kol Adonai Yachim Bahar Yachil Adonai Midbar Kadesh Kol Adonai Cholel Ayalot Vayachaso Ye'arot Uveichalo Lo Omer Kavod Ay Adonai Lama Bo Yashav Yishev Adonai Melech Leolam Adonai Oz Le'amayitein Adonai Yevarech et Amo Vashalom Ay Nai 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 Ay Nai Nai Ay, nai, 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 nai. You can be seated. Shabbat shalom. I love it when people take front row seats. It's the best. So earlier in this week, on Sunday and Tuesday, Dr. Amy came to Morning Minyan and led us in a practice of chant. And she taught in the name of Rabbi Shefa Gold, who is really a contemporary master of the art of Jewish chant, that the practice of chanting and the practice of singing are actually very, very different. When we sing, we're trying to bring joy to ourselves, but especially to other people. We're singing often in a way that is about lifting up a whole room of people and bringing joy to others. Whereas chant is really about going inward. And in chant, we're not thinking about how we sound. We're not thinking about whether we have a melodic voice or a beautiful voice. We're really trying to tune in and pay attention to what does the physical act of using our voices in song do to us on a deep internal level. And we're paying attention to the vibrations in our body and to the feeling of the words in our mouths. And the hallmark, I think, of chant is that we do one line, maybe even just one word, multiple times to really internalize it. And it's hard, we were saying, it's really hard to switch back and forth between the modes of song and chant. In Shabbat services, we're doing song and we're really trying to get through a whole service. But in chant, we have the opportunity to just like sit in one word perhaps and really luxuriate in it for as long as it takes. So we're not going to do a full chant tonight, but I do think that our melody for Ana B'Koach, which is on page 22, kind of has some of that essence of the spirit of chant in it. And I want to bring and infuse a little bit of that kavanah, that intention, as we sing it tonight. So I'll invite you, if you know the words by heart, to let yourself close your eyes while you're singing, or if not, to really kind of focus your intention inward. And you can even, if you can sing along, wonderful. And if not, you can also just listen deeply inward and listen to the ways that the vibration is sitting in your body. So we'll sing this a few times. We're on page 22. And the words themselves, I think, are crucial. They're not just a conduit for melody, but the words themselves have power. And so what we're saying here is, Ana b'koach gedulat yamincha, please, with the power of the greatness of your right hand, tatir tzerura, untie the knot that is binding us up. Let loosen whatever is holding us a little too rigidly. Just let it go, let it loosen. Use your power to loosen everything. So top of page 22. Ana b'koach gedulat yamincha tatir terora kaberinatamcha sakveinu tarenu nora. Once again, Ana b'koach gedulat yamincha tatir terura kaberinatamcha sakveinu tarenu nora. Ana b'koach gedulat yamincha tatir terura kaberinat amecha sakveinu tarenu nora. Dai 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 ay 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 oh ay 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 dai dai ay dai 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 ay dai dai We turn to page 23. We've tilled the soil a little bit, the soil of our own hearts. We've made a little bit more space in our loosening, perhaps. So now we're ready to finally welcome Shabbat, welcome the bride, welcome our beloved back into our hearts. As we were walking over here, I said, Joel, it's our anniversary tomorrow, so you can pick the L'Chadodi melody. And he said, I don't even know if I'll be in the shul for L'Chadodi because that's going to be about Rafi's bedtime. Thank you. 5 years. 5 years tomorrow. So what? Oh, it's tomorrow. Yes. And big difference, I know. The 24th, June 24th. And so he has a tune that he loves that I don't think we've ever done here before, but I don't want to do it without him. So we're going to start with one that I know everyone knows, or that I know many of you know. And then if he comes in, then I might switch us. Lecha dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nikabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nikabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibor echad, Ishmianu el ha'meyuchad, Adonai echad, u'shmo echad, L'shemo tiferet v'litila, Lecha dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nikabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nikabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha, hi mekor haberacha, mirosh mikedem nesucha, sof maaseh b'machshava tchila. Lecha dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nikabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nikabela. Mikdash melech ir melucha, kumitei mitoch chafecha, Rav lakshevet b'yamecha bacha, v'hu yachmol alayich chamla. Lecha dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nikabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nikabela. Idnahari me'afar kumi, lishi bigdei tifartechami, al yad ben Ishai beit halachmi, korbael nafshi gahala. Lecha dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nikabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nikabela. It goes like this. You have to sing along. Hitoreri, Iva orech, kumi ori, shir daberi, Yevod Adonai, alayich nigla, lecha dodi, likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nikabela. תבושי ולא תקמי, מה תשתכחי ומה תהמי, בך יחסו עניי עמי. ונבנתה יראתי לה, לך דודי, לקראת כלה, איי איי איי, פני שבת, לקבלה, page 25. והיו למשיסו שוסאי, ורחקו מבלי, יסיס עלי אלוהי, ימסוס חתן על כלה, לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת, מקבלה, ימין ושמאל תפרוצי, ואת אדוני תריצי, על יד איש בן פרצי, ונשמחה ונגילה, לך דודי, לקראת כלה, איי איי איי, פני שבת, מקבלה. We rise and we welcome in Shabbat. בואי ושלום, עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה וצהלה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה, בואי חלה, בואי חלה, לך דודי, לקראת כלה, פני שבת, מקבלה, לך דודי, לקראת כלה, איי איי איי, פני שבת, מקבלה. I know, it's been 5 years. I love that tune. Mwah. Thank you, thank you. So you can, yes. You know how on a birthday you say Ad Mea Ve'esrim to 120, but I don't know if you say the same thing for an anniversary. 120 years of marriage would be a lot. Yeah, well, Joel's grandparents last year celebrated their 75th wedding anniversary, so yeah, amazing. So hold on, I have to fix this. Yeah, so that's the goal. We'll see. So before we light Shabbat candles, I want to say that there is an anniversary of a different sort happening this Shabbat. Many of you probably recall that a year ago on the secular calendar, on June 24th, 2022, this was the day that the Supreme Court overturned the abortion protections in Roe versus Wade. And in this past year, our country women and so many people have encountered and had to undergo unimaginable loss of fundamental human rights, of protections of healthcare, of a sense of safety and dignity in this world. And yet, many know and remember that the protections in Roe were never enough to ensure protections for women and for all people. And so there are still many who are fighting the battles for equality and for basic fundamental human rights and dignity. And the leadership of the National Council of Jewish Women has chosen to mark this Shabbat as the yahrzeit of Roe versus Wade. Not just the overturning of the Supreme Court decision, but really as a date of memorial for all who have lost their lives in this past year and all who will lose their lives as a result of this decision. And so Kathy, I know, has chosen to wear her green scarf on this day, which she can tell you more later about the particular symbolism of that, but it's connected to abortion access and reproductive justice, the women of Argentina, I think, right? I want to invite you forward, if you'll light our yahrzeit candle this evening, and then we'll light Shabbat candles as well. Yeah. So come here. So I'm going to invite Kathy to light our candle, and I'll read a prayer that was written by NCGW. The very person again. As we light this candle, we mourn everyone harmed by abortion bans. We mourn for millions of people stripped of agency and dignity. We mourn those who haven't had access for decades, denied essential care by structural misogyny, racism, homophobia, transphobia, ableism, and hate. We mourn for those mandated by the state to be pregnant and give birth. We mourn for those whose health was endangered by abortion bans. We mourn for those facing legal consequences for providing or helping someone seek abortion care. We mourn for those who wanted to bring a child into this world and have been impacted by bans, including those now scared to get pregnant, those denied miscarriage care, and those now with barriers to fertility treatment. We mourn for those who died giving birth, disproportionately Black women, and for all those who suffered pregnancy complications. We mourn for those killed by abusive partners, since the leading cause of death of pregnant women in the United States is, in fact, homicide. We mourn for all those whose stories we know and for all those whose stories we don't. Abortion access saves lives. With this light, we recommit to the fight for reproductive freedom for all. And we say, Amen. Amen. We transition and light Shabbat candles and use this space of Shabbat to dream of a better world of dignity for all. Kathy had more skills than I did. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner, shel Shabbat. Shabbat shalom. We'll turn to the Psalm for Shabbat on page 27. Mizmor shir le'yom hashabbat, tolehodot l'Adonai. Uzamer l'shimcha elyon, uzamer l'shimcha elyon. Lehagid baboker chastecha, v'emunatcha baleilot. Alei asur ba'alei navel, alei higayon bechinor. Mizmor shir liyom hashabbat, tolehodot l'Adonai. Uzamer l'shimcha elyon, uzamer l'shimcha elyon, uzamer l'shimcha elyon. Od yenuvun b'seva t'shenim v'ranim yiyu, lehagid ki asher Adonai tzuri v'lo avla tabo. Adonai malach ke'echav Mikolot ma'im rabim adirim mishpareyam, adir b'marom Adonai. Edotacha nemnu meod, le'beitcha navakodesh, Adonai le'orech yamim. So before we continue with Mariv, I just want to say a quick word about this week's Torah portion. So tomorrow we're reading Parshat Chukat, which contains the infamous story of Moses striking the rock to obtain water for the people of Israel. And for this act, or perhaps for the way he does this act, he calls out to the Israelites and says, "You rebels, listen, you rebels, shall I get water for you from this rock?" And strikes it twice, and water comes out, but God says to Moses, "For this, you will not enter into the promised land." And the rabbis and the commentators try as hard as they possibly can to figure out, what did Moses possibly do wrong? And the most convincing explanation is that he lost his patience, that his tone of voice, when he says, "Listen, you rebels," you can hear the exasperation in his voice. And that he, I would say this is entirely relatable, entirely relatable. We have all lost our patience, probably more times even today than we can count. Yeah, we know what that is like. Very relatable to Moses. But I think it's quite interesting that ultimately the job here still gets done. The people were crying out for thirst, and Moses strikes the rock, and water still comes out. It's not as though a harsh tone isn't effective. Sometimes it gets the job done. Sometimes striking something will get the outcome that we're looking for in the short term, but the long-term consequence is not yet evident, but still there. And this story this week reminded me of another parallel story that is from rabbinic literature that I absolutely love, which presents a water and the rock together, but in a different kind of way. So I want to offer it as a kind of, in some way, like corrective to Moses striking the rock, because it presents a little bit of a different image of how we might think about our own transformation when seeking to be the kind of people we want to show up in the world as, whether that's more patient, more kind, more loving. So here's the story. It's very short. So it's about Rabbi Akiva. You may have heard this story before. Rabbi Akiva had reached the age of 40 and had not learned a single word of Torah. He was walking along one day and he encounters a water wheel spinning water, and the water is falling on stone. And he looks very, very, very closely at the stone, and he sees that over time the water has just dropped on it for years and years and years, enough to wear grooves in the stone. And he says, aha, if the water, which is soft, can wear down stone, which is hard, surely words of Torah that are hard and focused and clear, surely these words of Torah can wear down my heart, which is flesh and blood. And immediately he began to learn. Immediately he realized that even though he was an old man by that point, all of 40 years old, an old man in those days, he realized that he too was capable of transformation. He too had a soft heart and could allow for that heart to be shaped and affected by wisdom all around him, from the natural world and from the house of study, from the Beit Midrash. And so as we enter into Shabbat this week, I just want to invite you to think about one way in which you want to invite your own heart to soften. Even as we want to see change in the world, even as our temptation always is to strike or to force something to happen right now on our timeline, is there another way to go about change, maybe internally first, that can allow for a deeper kind of shift to happen in us and then radiate out into the world? Just take a moment. Think about one small shift you want to make over the Shabbat. Set an intention for the kind of person you want to show up as. So we'll bring that intention with us as we go into the words of Ma'ariv. So join me on page 39. We rise. Baruchu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Leolam Vaed. We can be seated. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Umavir yom umeivi laila, umavdil ben yom uvein laila, Adonai tzavot shemo, El chai vekayam, tamid yimloch aleinu leolam vaed. Baruch atah Adonai, Hamahari v'aravi. Page 40. Ahavat olam beit Yisrael, chahavta. With timeless love, you have loved your people, the house of Israel. For these words are our life and the fullness of our days, and on them we shall meditate day and night. Ve'avatcha al תסיר ממנו לעולמים. ברוך אתה אדוני, אוהב עמו ישראל. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohach, page 41. Chol levavcha uvechol nafshecha uvechol meodecha ve'hayu hadbarim ha'ela asher anochi mitzavecha hayom alevavecha ve'shinantaham levanecha ve'dibarta bam Vashivtecha b'veitecha u'v'lechtecha b'derech u'v'shochbecha u'v'kumecha u'kshartam leot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot b'neinecha u'chtavtam hamezuzot beitecha u'v'yisharecha v'hayah. Adonai Elohechem Emet. We'll continue on page 44. ומלכותו ברצון קיבלו עליה משה ומרים ובני ישראל לחנו שירה בשמחה רבה ואמרו כולם מי כמוך באלים אדוני מי כמוך נדר בקודש נורא תהילות עושה פלא מלכותך ראו בניך בוקע ים לפני משה זה יהיה לי אנו ואמרו אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד ונאמר כי פדה אדוני את יעקב וגאלו מי החזק ממנו ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל. We'll take a moment now to offer prayers of healing for all who are ill, and I'll share names from our community, but first I'll invite anyone here to share any names of people you're praying for tonight who need healing. Yeah. Jeff Howard. Arlene Wildstein, Vicky Flink, David Cooper, Ellie Nicolaidu, Jeff Hoffen, Ruvain, Arya Leb and Ida Yosef, Katia Romo, Orly Herskovici, Jerry Kravitz, Baruch Tzvi, Bracha Balchana, Lucille Epstein, Lenny Thirschwell, Jean Rubel, Andy Beimler, Ellen Vanoff, Deborah Woods Fellow, Sarah Weiss, Mordechai Ben Edith, Yona Leah Bat Gilana Vishmuel, Hechel Ben Laden, Rita Edlin, Jeff Howard, Abraham Ben Razel, Richard Parker, Angela Habiba Jow, and Eliza Chaya Bat Leah. We'll sing these words, Ana Elna Rafana La. Please, please God, heal her, heal him, heal them. Ana Elna, Ana Elna, Ana Elna Rafana La. Ana Elna, Ana Elna, Ana Elna Rifana Lahem. Wishing all of them refuah shlema, full and complete healing. Ufros aleinu sukat shalomecha, Baruch atah Adonai, hapore sukat shalom aleinu, ve'al amo Yisrael, ve'al Yerushalayim. We'll turn to the top of page 46 and rise for Vishamru. Vishameru b'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat la'asot et HaShabbat ledorotam berit olam arai beini uven b'nei Yisrael Oti leolam, ki sheishet yamim asa Adonai et hashemayim beyet haaretz uvayom hashavihi shavat vayinafash. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shmei Rabba, ve'amad yivrachirute v'yamlich machute, v'chayechonu yomechon uvchayetecho beit Yisrael. Agala ubizman kari v'meru, amen. Yehi shmei Rabba mevorach, Le'alamulo me'amaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach, v'yitpar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitalei v'yitalal, shmei kodesha b'richu, leila min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechamata, damiran b'yama v'meru. Amen. We'll take some time for silent prayer beginning on page 47. You can use the words in the Siddur, the words of your own heart, and we'll come back together with Oseh Shalom when you're finished. who say shalom bimroma, hu yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru amen. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. V'meru, amen. We'll pick up with Kaddish Shalem on page 54. Yitkaravi karashime rabba be'alma divrachirute v'yamlich machute b'chayachon v'yomechon v'chayracho beit Yisrael b'agalau v'zman kari v'meru amen yeheishme rabba mevorach ve'alamulo me'amaya Yitbarach v'ishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitram v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitale v'yitalash mid'kodesha Leila min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechamata damiran be'alma v'yimeru v'yikabal tzloton v'varhon nocho Yisrael kodam uvon v'yishmaya v'yimeru Yehei shlam rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'kol Yisrael v'yimeru hu yaseh shalom b'romav hu yaseh shalom aleinu v'kol Yisrael v'kol yoshvei tevel v'yimeru amen. We turn to Aleinu, page 56. Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, l'atei gdula liotzer bereshit, shelo asanu kikoye haratzot, v'lo samanu kimishpachot ha'adama, shelo samchakenu kahem, v'kor aleinu kechol hamonam. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסר הארץ ומושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל ושכינתו זו בגובי מרומים הוא אלוהינו אין עוד אמת מלכנו אפס זולתו כך כתוב בתורתו וידעת היום והשב אותה אל לבבך כי אדוני הוא האלוהים שמיים ממעל והארץ מתחת אין עוד ככתוב בתורתך אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד. We'll turn to Mourner's Kaddish, and this week, as we're saying Kaddish, we are remembering Saul Mordechai Blumenthal, the father of Jerry Blumenthal, Michael Klein, the husband of Janet Kolodner, Isaac Gershon, the grandfather of Ellen Banov, Edward R. Marcus, the father of Ted Marcus, Harold Greenblatt, the father of Arlene Scheinzeit, Penina Bergstein, the grandmother of Henry Bloom, Betty Shear, the mother of Edith Pilzer, Ronald Gelb, the husband of Faye Gelb and father of Deborah Leibovitz, Carol Gold, the mother of Harriet Fisher, and Mervyn Burzak, the father of Rochelle Simon. Is there anyone else whose names we want to mention this evening? So for all those who are saying Kaddish, we'll join together. Page 58. Yit gadal, v'yit kadash shemei rabah. Ve'alma divra chirutei v'yamlich machutei. V'chayechon uvyomechon u'chayei decho beit Yisrael. V'agala v'zman kari v'yimeru amen. Yehi shmei rabba mevorach le'elam olamei amaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yithadar v'yitalev v'yitalal shmei dekudesha barichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tush b'chata v'nechamata. Da'amiran be'alma v'yimeru amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya. V'chayim aleinu ve'akol Yisrael v'yimeru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav. Hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu ve'akol Yisrael ve'akol yoshvei tevel v'yimeru amen. Yehi zirchonam livracha. May all their memories be a blessing. And Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. We needed every single one of you tonight to make our minyan, so thank you. Thank you. Jason, what's up?
Good question. Let me see what's written down there. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. How are you?
Good.
I got more than one haircut. In fact, I got a whole host of them cut. Thank you. Yes. Wow, this is a rowdy crowd. Really, I'm glad I have the camera pulled all the way tight on me. Tomorrow, if you show up for services, there'll be an added bonus. You'll also get to enjoy the ufruf of Adam Greenstein and Samantha Cohen. They'll be having it tomorrow, so we'll give an opportunity to wish a mazel tov to them as they go forth, and maybe 5 years from now, they can sit here and do a l'chadodi together,
Yes.
and it can be as adorable as what we saw earlier tonight. Next Friday night, we're doing Shabbat at home. We have a variety of dinners set up where different members are hosting folks at their houses. We have it listed on the website. So if you have an interest in joining someone else for Shabbat dinner, or if you'd like to open your own house to Shabbat dinner people and invite them over, you're welcome to do that as well. I know that there's a group for the 6 to 11-year-olds and their parents. That can be stretched a little bit. And another is also meeting at Jeannie's house, but you have to be cool with dogs. If you're not cool with dogs, you can't hang with Jeannie. That's kind of it. Cool with big dogs, really big dogs. And I know a couple people here I think are joining her. So that's very good. And then going a few weeks ahead, our next musical Kabbalat Shabbat is Friday, July 7th. And we are celebrating the 7th of July, almost like the 4th of July. We'll be barbecuing out in the courtyard, grilling meat and non-meat products for people who don't eat meat, and serving it up. I may or may not be playing a role in the cooking. It all depends on what the insurance says I'm allowed to do. And with that being the case, I hope to see you guys tomorrow and then next couple of weeks. Do you have anything you wanted to add about what we have going on?
No, we're planning for the future. It's just like quiet time.
Yeah, it is. I mean, this is truly planning time. So Shabbat Shalom. Thank you guys for coming and hanging out with us tonight.
Right. Will there be ketchup? I hope there's ketchup. Ketchup. All right. Let's make kiddush and see what random snacks Jason has set out outside. It's always a delight. Oh no. Oh no. Even the Chicago style popcorn? That stuff is good. Okay. No, it's always good. Page 55. Savri, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitchenu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho b'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu, zikaron lema'aseh v'reheshit, ki hu yom techila lemikra kodesh. Zeicher litziat Mitzrayim, ki banu bacharta, veotanu kidashta, mikol ha'amim, v'shabbat kodshecha, ve'ahava uveratzon, Hinchaltanu Baruch atah Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat. Amen. L'chaim. Ah, the best. Great vintage. Yes. So we'll invite you to bless one another and receive blessing from each other. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yichuneka. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May the Holy One bless you and keep you safe and healthy. May God shine God's face on you and be gracious to you. May God lift up God's face toward you and grant you peace. Amen. Hey, Nihiratzon. Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom.
Reading the Bible tomorrow because I'm reading the first section.
So
It's about when they